Hey everybody, Bobcat here, live in the art mines, and this is my 5th attempt trying to make this video due to many technical errors and my cheap $60 GoPro knockoff clone camera failing. Screw it. Here's to you, here's a beverage, and let's get into it. So, I'll zoom in and show you what I'm talking about here. I clipped this burned out plug off, soldered the 3 wires from the stator and stator alternator to the rectifier, plus the green for ground and the red that goes to the ignition switch. The starter relay, and used some self-soldering heat shrink from Summit Racing. So let me bring you in and show you this. So these are the 3 wires I was telling you about. These 3 come from the stator alternator, and I snipped back to where the wires weren't actually cooked anymore, and then used this heat shrink solder, which I'm going to show you in a bit. And then the yellow wires go to the rectifier, which is right over there, and then this is the ground, and this red and white goes to the starter relay. Because these are these got cut so short into the wiring harness, I just added a red and a black to extend this a little bit, make it a little easier for me to work with. And this is that cooked off plug that was replaced. That is wild. But I did start the bike. I put all this back together, shoved the battery in, hooked up everything else. I still have a mysterious relay in here that I have no idea what it does, but I put everything back, started the bike up, and it worked just fine. I didn't put any kind of thermometer on here to see if at this connection here was getting any hotter. That's fine. As far as I know, right now, the bike works. I do want to take you over to the workbench and show you these self-soldering heat shrink connectors. I got them from Summit Racing. Quick turnaround, great prices. So let me take you over there. No! Don't drink and drive, kids. This is the heat shrink self-soldering connections that I got from Summit Racing. The kit comes in 3 different sizes, 22 to 16 gauge for really small wires, 16-14 gauge for those in between, and for 12 to 10 gauge, some pretty big connections here. I went through these middle ones here, the 16-14, and went through quite a few of these trying to splice crap together, so I'm going to see if I can't get just these on their own. And then when I start doing the smaller wires, I'm probably going to burn through these. I can't foresee needing to use the 12 to 10s all that much. They're great to have around. I'm going to show you how one works in just a second, but I'm probably just going to get a bunch more of these, and they're awesome. To melt the heat shrink on the motorcycle over there, I used Bisuegro's classic heat gun. I mean, this doesn't have any temperature settings. You can adjust the temperature just a little bit by opening and closing these vents, but it's basically a hairdryer, so you're getting all of that heat blown out of a pretty wide cone pointed at sometimes very sensitive piles of wires. So just today, I picked up for 26 bucks this lovely Bernzomatic MIDI torch, and we'll see how that works right now. So I've got this set up on 14 gauge, and I'm using the 16 to 22 smaller connection because I don't want to waste the 14 gauge ones on demonstration. One challenge I had with these was that if these aren't held still, while this is still hot and the solder is still hot, these can just pop right out. They're really unstable. So if you can get one of those little dual alligator clips on a bar thing that will hold these, I mean, you can see that these just want to jump right out. If you can get one of those to hold them together while you're doing this, that'll save you a lot of headache. I don't have one of those, so this is what you get. But really, you just turn this around so you can see. So you can see this has printed 16 to 22 or 22 to 16 wire gauge, and then it's got that band of solder right there in the middle, and this band of solder will melt and bond all the wires together, and then the heat shrink on both sides will shrink down, and there's actually some adhesive inside of these tubes that will help glue all of this together. But remember, you've got to keep everything still until it cools off. Fire in the hole. Take two. Using your torch, you don't want to get too close, and concentrate most of the heat right on that middle band of solder, because that's the most important part. Get that melted down without burning your wires up. And I've got this maybe 3 to 5 inches away with this little torch, and this is still more precise than the heat gun, than Swago's heat gun. And that's really it. I'll let this cool off for a second, and you can see now that solder is melted, bonding the wires together and squishing out either side of this. There we go. Seeing that hasn't shrunk down quite as much as I wanted yet. There we go. And look a little bit more from that side. But those wires are bonded together with the solder on it, and the heat shrink has shrunk down, and you can see a little bit of that adhesive starting to squish out. Again, you don't want to touch these at all until they have cooled down completely, because they will just tear right apart while these are nice and warm. So this is maybe 30 seconds later. It's cool enough to touch now, and that feels like a solid connection. And I'm giving these a good tug, trying to pull them apart. And if you have these in a wiring harness or secured on your bike somewhere, these are not going to vibrate apart. These things are fantastic. So they're a little awkward to work with, but man, do I recommend them. Thank you for tuning in to this week's video. Again, I'm not at all sponsored by Summit Racing. I heard these things recommended online. I forget where, maybe the Honda Shadows forum. But these little splice connectors, they work perfect. They take practice, so I would get the 3-part kit that I've got, figure out, you know, how many of each type you're going to burn through, and then get refills of those other 2 types. Again, I'm getting the 12 to 14 and the 16 to 22, I think, gauge refills. I'm not going to use the 10 to 12 terribly much, but who knows? But give yourself some patience and some time, and get that little precise butane torch, because that big old heat gun, unless you have a narrow tip for it, and that's fantastic, I do not. That big old heat gun may be too much heat, too dispersed to do the precise work that you kind of need to do on this. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw here. I really want to try and bring you more motorcycle and art studio content. I've got 3 paintings that I've got lined up, and another one that I was inspired to do today. I'm going to actually do that one, start that one first, and hopefully eventually set up a Patreon to help offset the cost of doing this kind of crap. And if you want, I can do a cost breakdown a little bit later about what it actually costs, not including labor, and labor is expensive, just doing it yourself. I can do a cost breakdown of what I've spent, more or less, on this guy so far, just so you can see what it takes to make a cool-ass bobber. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you are safe and well-fed wherever you are. Please be safe out there. Good luck.